Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting for the Buxton Planning Board for Monday, January 13th order. Next down on the agenda is a Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is a application for conditional use for the group Intersectional International Church at 1301 Long Plains Road, map 6, lot 46. Mr. Navarro.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
No mic. Okay.
Oh. No mic?
We'll get you a mic.
Talk pretty loud, but
Thank you.
okay. Where do we start?
We had a site walk last Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
I think everybody was there except for Roger.
Yeah, I just
Roger, you
remember.
went on your own.
Yep.
We met with the applicant. We walked entirely around the property and around the building.
Yep.
I didn't have any issues. Craig, any
No, I
comments?
thought everything looked good.
Yep.
I was happy. Heath?
Everything looked fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was all set with sidewalk as well.
Okay. We asked you to get a layout for the parking. I see you have an estimate from a striping company.
Yes. So we had a striking company come out. Yep. And I gave them the design and layout that I've already presented to the board. And so they used that as a guide and has estimated the work and enough for 67 spots, including 3 handicap. So I just clarified that. The estimate wasn't very clear if it was 67 plus 3. It's 67 total, including the 3 handicap. He will also, I made note to him to also include painting directional arrows, as well as asked him if he would be able, the right person to also install some of the entrance and do not enter signs that the board has asked for at the entrances to the lot off of Long Plains.
Okay.
So will he be providing you with a plan?
He did not present me with a drawn sketch. He confirmed that our design made sense and that by his measurements could fit 67.
And you need a minimum of 58, correct?
That was the number in my non-professional parking layout, and using the math provided by the town, estimated 58, 59 spots, so that was pretty close. Now having a professional company actually look at it and confirm that that number is sufficient and a few extra, actually.
Okay.
I think it probably is. I think there's room for it. We did ask for a layout plan. It's not anything different than any other applicant to have something. I mean, if you just took what you had did, but updated it, showing the bump out, showing the staging, you still had the room. Correct.
Oh, he walked the site as well.
Yeah, so is that something he's gonna draw up for you?
If the
guess
board
what he-
requires it, I will
Well,
absolutely get it from him.
well, we asked for that, the site walk, was hoping to have that for tonight.
Well, the issue we had is we set the sidewalk with not a lot of time between the sidewalk and tonight's meeting. So I think in the future, if we're gonna get information back from a sidewalk, we need to have the sidewalk closer to the last meeting before
And
So it gives the applicant time to submit the information that we've requested from the site walk.
And on behalf of the applicant, we do absolutely appreciate you getting to do the site walk
Yep.
as soon as possible in front of this meeting, understanding our contractual timelines, so we do absolutely appreciate that. And Zach was very responsive. I will send him an email and see if I can't get something in writing as soon as possible.
I mean, we can always make a condition of approval that there's be a minimum of, we need 58 spaces, is that correct? Is that the
50.
minimum? Excuse me?
For a church, it's one space for every 3 seats.
Okay.
So if you do the math,
Yep.
that comes out to 50.
To how many?
50.
50.
Right, at its current size of 150 congregational members.
right.
Right, with an average, and we talked about this at the site walk, with an average 125 on any given Saturday service. Yes, at the 150 number, we need minimum 50 spots. Of course, we would want to make sure we understood how much growth potential we had. Obviously, if it's locked at 50 spots, then they're going to be capped on some of the growth. Or they're going to have to include a second service where they'll have to split people up and do a second service and sort of build that way or grow in that manner.
I don't think it's anything will hold up the public hearing, once we have it before the public
It's
hearing.
not- yeah.
My whole thing is, everyone's the same, and if any other commercial,
Understood.
what we have probably would not be acceptable, and that's why we'd ask to have something drawn out.
Yep.
So if we could have it before that, I would be okay. Not-
Probably this parking lot's not gonna be striped until the spring anyway. I don't know if they
No.
don't
I
do striping
doubt
this
it.
time of year, no.
No.
So,
So I think you just have the plan, on the plan, show where the diagonals are, the directionals, show the arrows, and where you're gonna put the signs, if you're doing signs. If you have any question, because if you wanna make sure we get to the
Right.
public hearing okay.
okay,
No, I understand. So it'd be a layout of the stalls in the various locations at different angles.
the
sun will be-
directional, the
yeah,
directional signs on the pavement and then the location of the 3 handicap placards. Which I think you had one at the end of the building and you were adding 2 more, correct?
I think there were 2 there.
Were 2?
We would
Okay.
add one
I
more.
think there are 2.
2? Okay.
Okay, I have those criteria.
We still need something from a site evaluator saying that the septic system is appropriate for the use that you're proposing.
Yeah. And-
Which I'm sure it's gonna be less than the bar, but still, that's,
Exactly, and that's
Yep.
the, yes, and that, I would say that goes to our rushed timeline.
Yep.
Yep, I was able to speak with Advanced Leach Fields as the inspector, got their opinion, and also spoke to Matt Logan, who I think is a resident of Buxton. Yeah,
Jim Logan, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Matt lives on Depot
What's
Street.
Jim, Matt?
Yep,
They
so
both
he's
do.
with Albert Frick, of course.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep, and, so he told me that we would have that report early this week. I begged him today to see if he could squeeze this, so at least I could show up and hand you a copy. But he has he has the inspection report, the HHE that's in the town file. He has our notes and comments from the board, so that he understands what's being asked. And I just, unfortunately, we don't have that today.
Okay, that's right.
Do you think that would hold, I don't think that'll hold up a public hearing.
No,
I'm
well, I
not-
mean, the public hearing's
I'm
gonna
not
be
too
2 weeks
concerned
from
about
now,
it.
so.
Right. I'm not super concerned about it.
Okay.
For as much use as a bathroom gets as a bar, it's gonna have a whole lot less
As we
a
talked
church.
about at the site walk, you're not gonna change any exterior lighting, correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
And we understand in the future, if there's any request to do so, that goes through code enforcement?
Yes.
Right.
Well, to a certain degree, if you're doing major changes to the site, you're gonna have to come back to the planning board.
But a change of fixture to make sure it's pointing
Yep.
downward and the right lumens and all that, that's a code approval, as well as our sign that in the short term, in the immediate term, will be replaced in its same location, size, and shape, no added lighting, no light-up sign, just changing the name, and we understand that any change to the sign would be go through the process through code.
Yes,
Understood.
correct? Okay. Is there any additional comments from board members on the application now?
I don't have any.
Is there any comments from town staff?
I just want to add that the current septic system would be rated for 202 seats for the church.
So if you had
It
the
would be
67,
seats. I think that's where we came up with the 67 seats. But the current septic will support 202 people.
Okay.
so with the 67 spots, that would be your gross number, I guess, right?
Oh, you're comparing, you're doing the parking and the septic
Yeah.
numbers, and they all line
They
up.
match up.
They
right?
sure do.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Almost perfectly.
Yes, thank you for making that point, because it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
When we look at the septic numbers, the parking numbers, their size and vision of where they're at, they do line up very nicely. Yes,
And of course, there's no parking on Long Plains Road.
of course.
Okay.
Of course,
I'm sure that's, but just to put that in the record,
absolutely.
because we've had other houses of worship where there's been external parking off the property on town roads.
Understood.
Should make that part of the conditions. when we
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, well, that's part of the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think
Okay.
if, in the event there is cause for, and I've made this suggestion to them, if they had an event or something that caused more cars than are available to fit there, they can rent a bus, a shuttle,
Yep.
and bring in a group of people if they had to do
There are
that.
plenty of local parking rides where you can meet and go from there.
Yep, exactly. But yes, it's very clear that they are not allowed to park on Long Plains Road. Yes.
I'm sure that was the case, but I just want to state that for the
course.
record. Any other additional comments from town staff? Does the board feel we have sufficient information to set a public hearing for the applicant?
Yes.
I believe so.
Can somebody make a motion, please?
Make a motion to set a public hearing for January 27th for Intercession International Church, 1301 Long Plains Road, map 6, lot 46.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Craig and a second by Roger to set a public hearing for the Intercession International Church, 1301 Long Plains Road, map 6, lot 4, on January 27th at 7 PM. Discussion. All those in favor? Okay, we'll see you on the 27th.
Right. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Just layout and,
Yeah, I'll get it to you right.
We generally like to have the information at least a week before the meeting, and we know there's time constraints, so if you could do your best to get that done.
We're so very close to that, so
Yeah,
I appreciate
okay,
the
yep.
board's patience and willingness to work with us on that timing.
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
We'll see you on the 27th.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good
I'm
evening,
just
you
gonna let
guys.
these guys walk out real quick.
Yep. That's a good idea.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the CEO report. Patty?
The only thing I have is just to point out that you have the town clerk's annual town meeting dates and deadlines,
Yes.
which maybe we can discuss further when we're talking, if we talk about zoning amendments and workshop.
Okay. Approval of minutes for December 23rd, 2024.
I was okay on my part, except the addition, I had mentioned last meeting that there was some vacancies on the Saco River Corridor Commission for the town of Buxton.
Is there?
Yeah.
There is a vacancy. Everybody's interested in serving on that committee, you can talk to the selectmen and speak with them and see if you can be appointed.
With that addition, I would make a motion to accept the meeting minutes.
A motion by Scott to accept the meetings. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Scott, second by Craig, to set the meetings for December 23rd of 2024. Discussion, all those in favor? Okay. Let me double check. Roger was here, okay, good.
Yeah, I've been short-staffed, it's been tough. Quit
I
picking
know,
on me.
I know, I'm not busting on you.
I actually
Okay,
showed up here on Monday thinking there was a planning board meeting, because
Oh, I've done that
It's
before.
just been so one day after another, you know?
yep. Approval of bills, do we have any bills, Mr. Treasurer?
Have no bills at this time.
Okay, communications, I have a flyer here for a Maine Municipal Association Zoom webinar for local planning boards and appeals boards to be held on Tuesday, February 11th at 2025. If anybody's interested, you can contact them yourselves, or you can go to the code office and sign up for that webinar. And then I have a copy of the Maine Town and City magazine for December 2024. Basically talks about Maine government, legislative things, property tax relief, stuff like that. If anybody's interested,
Yeah, I'll take it.
we'll have, take a copy. What?
Do you want it? I'll take it.
Okay, other business, any other business? Seeing none?
I think the only other business maybe I had, Mr. Chairman, was the Freedom of Information Act. I was looking to do that. It's $25, I don't remember. It used to be, I think you could get a CD this year, but I didn't see that option anymore.
Right.
It's all individual.
It's required.
It's required. Is
The-
that annually or is that per term?
Annually,
For all board members? I've never done it.
Board members,
All right, so maybe we should get,
selectmen.
maybe we should, oh, is it a CD or what is it?
is it a Zoom?
It's an online,
Zoom, yeah, I did it. I
a
did it.
Zoom?
It was a Zoom, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just a
Yeah, you-
recording, right?
Yeah, I just talked to Patty. She got everything taken care of for me and,
I actually think Roxanne did it.
it's,
Oh,
it's like a PowerPoint that you log on to and then you watch it, okay? Then we should all, have you done, you haven't done it?
I have not, no.
Craig, you haven't done it.
I don't think so, no.
I haven't done it. Scott?
I did it last time I
Okay,
served.
Heath, you done
I
it?
did it last year, so.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
yeah, we should
Just
probably make
do it
sure
all
we do
at the same
that.
time,
Yep, yeah, we could.
right? That way we know we have it.
Yep.
Everybody's up to date.
We can
Okay.
set yous all up in this room together.
We can
For one fee.
can we put it on, the overhead?
We
We're-
believe so.
Yeah, we're doing that for the February 11th webinar for the appeals board.
Okay,
You guys all went to that last
Yes.
fall. So
Yes,
it's
but-
probably the same exact.
yeah, I know, but that doesn't cover the freedom of information,
No,
that's
no, I'm
separate.
just saying, that's what we're doing. We're having the webinar here
Okay,
for the.
yeah,
whole board.
everybody went to Freeport for that,
All right.
Yep.
but the
We'll see if we can set it up here.
Freedom of Information Act is something completely different.
Yes, and we'll see if we can set it up
Okay, if we can
here.
set it up here, we could watch it on one meeting night, or we could watch it on another Monday night, other than the meeting night. I mean, it can't be that long, right?
It was about an hour.
Okay.
Is that something the appeals board and board of selectmen have to do as well?
Yes. Well, selectmen is supposed to.
Yeah, we can invite them at the
I
same
was
time.
gonna say, invite
Yeah,
invite them, kind of kill
Yeah.
two birds
Save
with
a
one
lot of money.
stone. Right.
Yeah, because how much is it per person?
25?
Okay, yeah, well, can you look into that?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Look at the money we're saving.
Okay, the other business I had was, and Patty was talking about Southern Maine Planning Development Commission. Do we want them to come in and speak with us?
The first one's free, right?
You had asked me to do that, and they're scheduled for January 27th.
They are?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so they're gonna be on the 27th.
Yep.
In person, correct?
We have a public hearing, we just scheduled a public hearing.
I mean, I don't think the public hearing is gonna go on
I
forever.
think that'll take long.
No,
No one wants that, shouldn't take long at all.
Okay, so SMPDC
Yeah.
will be here on the 27th to give a presentation on, working on reviewing ordinances and also review of subdivisions. Okay?
Something that, I don't know if we should probably start touching base on. It came to my attention the other day that in the town charter, that the planning board is supposed to review the comprehensive plan every 5 years and then determine if it needs to be a bigger comprehensive study. We should probably sometime, maybe when we're talking about ordinances or some other time, when do we want to do that and how about we want, how we want to go about doing it.
Yep.
When's the last time it was reviewed?
Well, I know the selectmen did something, it really wasn't up, I mean, charter is pretty clear that the planning board is supposed to review every 5 years. It might have been reviewed, but I don't know if there's anything on the record that it was reviewed. So
Not
the only
that I
thing on
remember.
record is,
Not that I remember it's been reviewed.
crap. So the only thing on record is when it was approved by the town.
Which was
2003?
yes.
2003.
Gee, I used Google.
And that may be something we want to talk to Southern Maine Planning about too, is about, is that something they can help out with? Well, really need someone to, how much we want to review it, is it just something we're going to review internally and discuss?
Well, but
You're reviewing it, I think the charter says you're reviewing it for whether we've met the goals. Not really reviewing the plan itself,
Right.
but
Right.
whether we've accomplished the goals set out in the plan.
Because there were a number of goals in the comprehensive plan that had dates to be done by, that's something we could certainly review, I would think.
okay.
And that may be something after the ordinances are done.
Yeah, so we could work on. All right, are we going to work on these ordinance changes tonight?
I think we should.
Okay.
Do you want to close the meeting and?
Yep, yeah, we could adjourn to a workshop. Attendees like to address, anybody from the public like to speak to the board this evening? Nope, seeing none. Any other?
Motion to adjourn at 7:24.
I have a motion by Craig, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Scott to adjourn at 7:24 to a workshop to talk about basic ordinance changes. Discussion, all those in favor? Okay, good evening.